And now, after years of planning, sweating, and going broke, here is the Boots and Whiskey Podcast with Jim Belisle.
I'll alert the media.
Why they would give this man a podcast is anyone's guess.
Then there is what could only be a bizarre coincidence or something else.
Welcome to the Boots and Whiskey Podcast with Jim Belisle.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, sir.
Country music and fine moonshine. Finally, a podcast that lets it all hang out.
Let's level with America.
Got your boots? Ready for some whiskey?
These boots are made for walking.
One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you.
And now, the Boots and Whiskey Podcast with Jim Belisle.
Hey everyone, Jim here, Boots and Whiskey Podcast. Welcome to another episode of the show. This one's kind of special. I mean, they're all special, right? But this one is special because our guest today made his Grand Ole Opry debut last night. So a big congratulations to our friend Liam St. John. This is actually a live episode. We got to see Liam in Boston, in Cambridge a couple of weeks ago. Sat down, shot the shit, talked a lot about a lot of things in I don't want to say a short amount of time, but not an hour, but we got everything. Like this is one of those episodes where, I'm going to just let you see because I don't want to give it away. But it was really cool to sit down with him and chat. And, big thank you to the Middle East and Cambridge for having us and letting us do the episode there. Big thank you to his team, Luca, everybody else involved. Thank you so much. And man, congratulations again for, the Opry. Like what? Like, damn, right? Just damn. So sit back, relax, enjoy. If you are in the States, happy Thanksgiving. That is tomorrow, in case you forgot. And everybody else that's listening from elsewhere around the world, I don't know why, but thanks for being here. We appreciate you all really much. We really, really do. So sit back, relax, enjoy, and here it is, Liam St. John. So, Liam.
Yes.
Thanks for coming, man.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for coming to Cambridge, of all places.
Happy to be back. I love playing in the Boston area.
Yeah.
It's always been a fantastic crowd, so it's always good to be back.
Do you come up here often?
I've only played here twice in the last 3 years, and I mean, that's the only time I'm here because we're playing. So.
Now, this show is just about you, right? How do you start this journey?
Oh man, it started. I guess the professional journey started over 10 years ago. Open mics. I started playing open mics. I just had discovered that this is what I wanted to do. Had no idea how to get here, how to build a career, but I just started doing the next logical thing. So I just started going to open mics. That eventually turned into building a band of misfits, and then we started fucking touring or just playing local gigs in like Portland, Oregon, just in dive bars for 0 people, playing for pizza and whiskey shots, whatever we could, play for. And then, it's just been building ever since then.
Now, did you have any kind of thought about this before you actually started doing it? Like, was music a thing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've been singing since I was a kid. It's always been a thing that has resonated with my soul the most and has helped me process my thoughts and feelings. I sang just for myself. I was a very shy kid, so I would just sing in my room and stuff. And then I started like singing in the church and kind of got out of my shell, started gaining some confidence. Yeah, I mean, it just has been evolving ever since. Started writing songs when I was a teenager and started falling more and more in love with it until it was like undeniable that I needed to pursue it with everything.
So at what point do you decide, all right, the next logical step is Nashville or The Voice or, whatever? Like, at what point is that all right, this is the moment I need to do this?
Yeah. I guess it's all at the same time, especially when you're starting a career, because you just have no idea what the next step is. But Yeah, I just feel like every step you put forward produces more energy and it gives back and it just shows you where you're supposed to go next. But all those things were kismet. Like the voice happened after trying for like 7 years.
Really?
So I had to really dig in the trenches and pay my dues before I could before I found my voice. And then once I did that, then the voice was the next logical thing, and it just happened pretty easily after that. But yeah, I'd say the biggest decision I had to make was, um, you know, one, pursuing the career. That was the most important one, and the other one was quitting my job and really betting it all on myself.
How scary was that?
I think I woke up one day and realized like that I believed I could do it.
Yeah.
And so I just literally put in my 2 weeks. I was like, this is it. I can't have a plan B. I have to go all in for this.
Yeah.
And I haven't looked back.
Yeah, I think about I wake up every day wanting to quit my job to do this.
Oh,
And like it's a totally different thing, right?
Yeah.
But like,
In a lot of ways it's similar.
It is. It is. I mean, I don't get paid to do this. Eventually, that would be nice.
Yeah.
But for those that have or haven't seen your voice journey, what was that like? Because we talk about it on this show more than I ever thought I would with people that have been on or
The Voice.
Yeah, The Voice or Idol or any of those things. So it's not like anything we haven't heard before. But for you, how was it?
Well, like I said, I had tried for 7 years to get on the show, and in retrospect, I'm really glad that I was rejected so many times because it forced me to consider whether or not this was for me.
Yeah.
And I found that yes, this is what I want. I don't care how many times I get rejected. I'm going to pursue this career. And B, it forced me to like really pursue it for myself and not for a show or a producer.
Right.
So I just started digging in and finding my truth and my voice for myself because I loved it and I felt meaning behind it. And that's when it all happened, when I started to like really step into my own truth and my own voice as an artist. And the show itself was just really fun. It was during the pandemic, so we were just all happy to be working and singing during this lockdown. And yeah, I just soaked it all in for what it was. I had kind of like already identified my career and where I wanted to go, and knew that it could be a good tool, but I also knew that it was going to be up to me whether or not I won the show or I didn't get a chair turned. And so I just soaked it all in for what it was and had a really fun time, met a lot of amazing people and built some cool relationships. And 5 years later I was on the Kelly Clarkson show.
Right.
It's cool.
That is cool.
Full circle stuff.
Now, so when you're in those moments, like I said, we've had people on here that have been through it and have done it and all that stuff. Like for you and going through it and already having, your sort of voice, did you ever find yourself, at a battle with yourself saying, okay, this isn't quite what I want to do, they're making, I don't want to say they're making you do one thing over another. Like, was there any kind of internal struggle where you're like, I need to get the fuck out of here?
I never felt that because like I said, like a lot of people go into those shows with this, perspective that it will make their career and change their life and they won't have to work it ever again, But I didn't have that perspective. I just knew it was a tool. And so, I went in with my own artistry and, it's a cover show. It's like you can't sing your own original.
Right.
So I just played Sex and Candy, which is a cover I already played during my set. I just tried to show all sides of myself on that show. Yeah, it was really fun.
Now, speaking of covers, right? You just more recently, released a Britney cover.
Yeah.
With Toxic. Why Toxic of all of Britney's songs? Why that one?
Oh, we've just been playing it in my set for so long, and it's always a highlight of the night at shows. And so, yeah, we were in London, played one of our favorite shows ever in Camden Town, and then the next day we went to UMG Studios and recorded it live.
That's awesome.
Just put it out.
In one take.
Yeah, I mean, we tried it 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
Just picked the best one.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, with this new album you have out, how long was that process from start to finish to release to?
Well, I mean, Dipped in Bleach is on there, which I wrote 2021. So I guess 4 years is how long it took to write all the songs and build the story out. But yeah, I think in November of 2023, I wrote the song "Man of the North," and that's when the album was complete.
Yeah.
And then, as far as writing the songs goes, and then we put out the EP in June of 24, and then the album a year later. So it was a long process, but it's all been fluid for me. I'm just writing and recording as often as I can.
Now, when you're on the road, are you still writing?
Yeah, it's definitely more difficult, and it's honestly stressing me out that I can't write as much.
Yeah.
This leg of the tour, I brought a little parlor body guitar, a van, and just trying to strum around and find some lyrics while we're on the road. But yeah, it's definitely more difficult but this is the part of life that you got to live so that you can write more songs.
Now, is it difficult because you're not necessarily stationary somewhere for a long period of time, or is it difficult because it's exhausting?
Yeah, it's the state. It's just I'm in a van with 5 other dudes.
Right.
Most of our time is spent in the van, and then if not, we're loading in and playing the show, loading out. It's just it's really packed. But every once in a while we get a couple days off, and I'll either fucking veg out and watch Netflix or pull out the guitar and try and write some lines.
Now, what is your favorite part about being on the road?
Oh, the shows.
Yeah.
Meeting the fans, singing with them, and experiencing that energy together. It's my favorite part of life. It's what's driven me to make it this far. So,
Are you ever surprised when you get to a city, you're not sure how, one, the crowd's going to react, or 2, what to expect, and then you get there and it's like, holy shit, like people are actually listening to me.
Oh yeah, I think the best example of that would be Montreal, Canada. My first time playing there 2 years ago, we played this dive bar, which like this. It was like skinny, small stage like that, and it was packed. Like it sold out. First off, it sold out like in the first day, and then everybody was screaming. It was the first time I'd experienced that type of crowd, and yeah, I've been wanting to go back ever since. And we just played there, and it was the same.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Now, are there places you haven't played yet that you want to play?
As far as like geographically, I mean, we've been playing some of the bucket list venues this tour. We played the Troubadour in LA, Antone's in Austin. Venues I've always dreamt of playing. But yeah, I mean, we've basically toured all of the United States and most of the big cities in Canada, and then we did UK and Ireland and a little bit of Europe. So hopefully explore more Europe. Next year we're playing like C2C in Berlin, which I've never been to. Yeah, hopefully like eventually South America, some cool festivals down there. But yeah, I mean, I hope my dream venues are like Madison Square Garden and Red Rocks. Really pushing to get there.
Now, when you're on a stage like the Troubadour, right? Does it hit you as an artist or as just a person in general? Like, holy shit, there's a history here that I am now a part of.
Yeah, it was honestly hard. It was hard to wrap my head around it. It still is, but yeah, you just like, it's one of those moments where you have this career, especially when you look back to when I started doing open mics, not knowing what the fuck, how I was going to get here. Right. And then, yeah, then you're playing on that stage that Jimi Hendrix. Right. It's really hard to wrap your head around the fact that your art, your songs that you wrote got you to that stage, and that is how the Eagles became a band.
Right.
It's really encouraging, to be honest. I mean, it's something I feel like a rite of passage for a songwriter to play that stage. It definitely has fueled me in a good going.
Now, being in Nashville and like there's plenty of historic venues there, right? For, from the Bluebird to the Opry that are all in between, right? What is your favorite place you've played in Nashville that may not have the glitz and the glamour, but it's like this is a sweet spot?
Well, we've played 3 major shows there, headlining shows, and they were all very special. We played the East Room, which was my first headlining show there, and sold it out, and it was with my Strip Back tour. That was incredibly, fulfilling. Then we just played the Basement East, which is like another iconic venue for songwriter to play, and I released my album at that venue, and it was like really cool. But yeah, got to play Grimey's for a record store day, and then I'm making my Opry debut on the 25th. So.
Of November?
Yeah.
Damn, now we have to get this out before that? No. I think we might be able to do that. So how does that, all right, so now how does that come about?
To be honest, I had no idea that it was in the cards. It was definitely on my bucket list.
Oh yeah. It's on my bucket list and I don't even sing a song.
All of my I've seen like some of my best friends make their debut, and it's just been really special to support them. And it's like definitely ignited a desire for me to do it. And then my label called me. They told me about Kelly Clarkson and the Opry. It's on the same phone call. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all right, that was going to be my question. Where what kind of was there any kind of glitz or glamour, or was it just like, hey, you're playing the Opry? And that nobody came out and was like, hey, Liam, you're gonna do this.
It was just a phone call. It was Brooks, the VP of the label, and he was just like, did you hear about Kelly? And I was like, yeah, my manager just told me. And he's like, did you hear anything else? I was like, no. And then he was like, well, you have an open invitation to the Grand Ole Opry. And I was in the van with all the boys, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Are you serious? And they were like, what? Yeah, it was really cool.
So now, did you get to pick the date, or did they have it already picked for you?
Yeah, I mean, we're on tour, so we just gave them the days I'd be home.
Right.
So.
Right. Yeah. That's awesome. That's gonna be, like sitting here today before making your debut. Like, how scared are you thinking about it? Have you even thought about it?
I keep, I've watched Coal Miner's Daughter, and so I'm like a huge fan of Loretta Lynn.
Yeah.
And I just keep thinking about the OG Ryman, Opry, like all the legends that stood side stage and just probably joking around with each other. I think that's so cool. But they took a part of the Ryman stage and put it into the Grand Ole Opry. So like everybody you could think of stood there, like Johnny Cash, and that is just a huge honor to be able to be invited to sing on that circle, and just to think about all the boots that sang there before me. It's just another one of those like undeniable moments where you're like, okay, I've worked hard and it's going in the right direction.
Right, you've made it more or less. Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to. I mean, as a songwriter and as artist, your goals are so lofty that these moments are really important, because it's like, wow, okay, I have come a long way. And I'm really grateful that I put in the work to get here, and I'm really grateful for all the opportunities. But at the same time, you're like, fuck, I got to get a viral video.
Right.
Play Red Rocks now.
Right. Now, do they give you a what do you get? One song?
You get 2.
You get 2. Have you picked the 2 or do they tell you these are the 2 you're gonna play?
Oh no, it's all up to you. And I'm playing with the house band.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Because I mean, some of those musicians are the best in the world.
Yeah, because it'll be a big honor. So.
Have you picked your songs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
You don't need to tell us.
Well, yeah, I'll keep it a secret.
Yeah, that's fine. Now, so that's what, the day before Thanksgiving?
Yeah, 2 days.
Yeah. All right. What a hell of a way to, what a hell of a way to kick off the holidays, right? Damn. Now, when you go back home, right, and play home shows, right, from where you grew up, how different is it? Is it a lot of like, family, friends, people you haven't seen since, people come out of the woodwork since
Oh, yeah.
elementary school, you know?
I think that's really special to reconnect with
Yeah.
people, and you know, uh, you just grow so much from when you're even in high school or college to when your brain fully develops, and so everybody changes, and it's just cool to reconnect with people. But yeah, I played my hometown this tour, and it was like I've played it before and had a big crowd, and but this one was just extra special for me. I really felt like like I don't know what's the word. Well, not welcomed, but like lifted up by my hometown. Like they were proud
Yeah.
of this artist that is from our city. Whereas before it was just mostly like, family and passive fans. This time it felt like I had been like accepted as like an artist that has come from this city and has, gone on a journey and come back.
Yeah.
And I really felt like so much like strength from my hometown, and it was really special.
Now, I talking before this, like in growing up in the Pacific Northwest, and I was seeing, guys like Zach Top and,
Yeah.
more coming out of that area. Like, what is it? How do you think that has happened, like in that area where it's this sound, this, push for Americana country music is coming from there where you wouldn't necessarily expect it to?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know if you've ever been to Montana, but it's pretty Wild West.
Yeah.
And so is Washington, and especially where like Zach is from. But yeah, I've always said that the blues and probably roots, in country music, they're to me they're all the same. The blues has built roots in blues and country music,
100%.
and it finds those who need it. And it found me when I was very young, like 5 years old. I started listening to Ray Charles and Etta James and Louis Armstrong because I needed that painful, soulful, melody in my body to like process the feelings I was having. So in one way, I think that music, no matter where you are in the world, it's gonna find people that need it. That's why Amy Winehouse and fucking Steve Marriott, like all these British people are so soulful is because they needed it. But on the other hand, the West is the West for a reason. Called the West for a reason.
Right.
I mean, it's Western, but it's the Wild West in a lot of ways. So I think you'd be surprised how much the roots and country culture is alive over there.
Yeah, because growing up when I did, I'm sure we're not far in age, but when I was, mid '90s, it was Nirvana, it was the grunge scene, and that was Seattle, right?
Yeah.
So like growing up in that time, like I don't think of Seattle and think, Zach Top or you,
Yeah.
and it's so mind blowing how it shifts, right? Like the sounds shift or whatever's popular at the time, you'll find shit that just comes from
Well, I'd argue that like those groups of people are overlapping, grunge and punk and like bluegrass and country.
Yeah.
music.
Oh, I agree 100%.
Because the lyrically, it's all
the same. It's
similar.
Right.
And so, like you'll see at the show tonight, there's going to be a bunch of punks here, goth.
Really?
Yeah.
No shit.
And then there'll be,
me and my cowboy
hats. Yeah. But I love that so much about, music in general, but this type of music because it's all raw, honest, vulnerable lyricism, and it just pulls people from all sorts of, backgrounds.
Yeah, I've talked about it now a lot recently. Where I talked to Jared Reddick from Bowling for Sue not too long ago, and we were talking about. I was like, you put out a country album, like what the fuck, and we were talking about it. It was like, in the early 2000s, you know, those bands, those pop punk bands, it's like you slow that shit down, and it's country music.
Oh,
You know?
yeah.
When it comes to the emotion and the lyricism and everything, it's, you know, they're country tunes.
Yeah.
And like you listen back to them now as an adult, and it's like, holy shit. Like,
Yeah.
they're actually saying something, and they're not just angry or sad. You know what I mean? It's cool to see the evolution.
Yeah.
So you were talking about your show a little bit. How, you know, you see people on stage and then you have conversations like this, right? How much of on stage Liam is off stage Liam?
I say that when I'm on stage, it is when I feel like most true to myself.
Yeah.
I'd say because it's where I can like release any judgments I have of myself and of what I think other people are thinking of me, and I just get to let it all out, let my body and my voice do whatever they want, and
Yeah.
I feel like I strive to live that way off the stage. Obviously, I can't scream and
Right.
take my shirt off and do beer showers on the street, but yeah, I just try to be as vulnerable and as present as possible, not on the stage. But I think I do like elevate into something different when I'm up there for sure that I can't really control.
Yeah. You know, and I think that's what makes you a great artist, you know, because you can put it all out there. You know, your fans take it in and they love it.
Oh yeah,
It's like I've been watching clips and, you know, stuff from your shows, and it's like I can't wait to see it. You know, like, because it's always, you know, I love live music, right? And it's always fun to see something that is, I don't want to say outside of the norm for, you know, this umbrella of music, but it's nice to see the way you perform and the way the crowd interacts. And I'm looking forward to seeing it.
fuck yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always like have to like remind myself each night, like, because as I'm doing that, so is the crowd. They're like coming to, um, you know, take something off, take weight off their shoulders and experience something
Yeah.
present. And like, you know, everybody's coming from a different part of life, and some people, you know, these songs are really important to them, and they're wanting to get the energy back too. And I think that's so special.
Yes. Well, man, I thank you for taking the time. I know you got shit to do and get ready for the show, and I got shit I could probably do, I'm sure. But thanks a lot for,
Hell yeah,
for taking
appreciate
the
you
time.
having me.
It's been a blast talking to you, and getting to know you. And if you want to tell everybody how to keep in touch with you and follow you along your journey, and
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, you could probably reach out, you know, all the Instagram, Spotify, whatever. But I've got a Laylo. It's like an email, phone number thing if you want to stay connected and hear the news first.
nice. Nice. And, well, thank you so much. I appreciate
Appreciate
it.
you, man. Thank
And
you
well,
so much.
I'm looking forward to the show.
Hell yeah, it'll be a good
Thanks for having us.
Fuck yeah.
It's awesome.
night.
Cool.
Cool, brother.
Sweet, man. Well, there you have it, everybody. Our conversation with Liam St. John. Again, remember, you know, I said it a million times at the beginning, made his Opry debut last night. Like, I think that's the first here. We've had people make their Opry debuts after we have talked to them, or well before we have talked to them, but not so close. That could be a lie. I don't really know. But it happened last night. Here it is today. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. We got all kinds of shit to be thankful for. So thank you all so much. You know, in the spirit of Thanksgiving, thank all of you for being here and allowing me to do this. Let's be fair, right? Without you guys, I probably wouldn't do this. Actually, I might. I might do this regardless if you were here or not, because that's my egotistical fucking ass. But anyway, thank you for being here. I appreciate it so much. Don't forget, tomorrow night we are going to do a live react on TikTok to West Texas Degenerate. Comes out at midnight. So Friday morning, whatever, it doesn't matter. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it, and that's it. So hope to see you there. If not, you're gonna miss out on a hell of a time. Just telling you. You're gonna see me sit right here and probably have a drink or two and fucking cry. That's fine. We're fine. We're all fine. So thank you for being here. Until next time, guys, have a great Thanksgiving. We will see you next Wednesday. Until then, be good to each other. Cheers.